Yeah, I think there's a couple different angles we can explore there. All right, you have this critique of hyperstructures, but it sounds like you believe that something like that is possible. Is that accurate?
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so I guess I noticed I said something and I want to amend it. Something can be valuable, something can be valuable to own because you prefer to own it, right? Like value is not measured by the monetary sense, but like in economics, if we're going to use the frame of economics, then the only reason that you hold some token or you hold some shares in a company is because you think that those shares are going to go up in value or because they're going to issue dividends or something like that. And so that's what I mean. I don't mean that things are only valuable if somebody is paying for them. I'm not that kind of like neoliberal, but rather that like the just if we make like particular game theoretic assumptions about the protocol, then it can't be valuable and free. Okay, yes. So can we create something that is like a hyperstructure, or that is a hyperstructure? Let's say we do the amended definition of hyperstructures and we say that they are uh, uh, they are valuable to own but not free to use, or they're free to use but not valuable to own. Then is there a way to fund public goods using this alternative approach? And I think that there is, and I think like basically what it comes down to is that when you scale up the number of people that are involved in benefiting from some sort of thing, then the coordination costs get really high. If I want to get together everybody in the city that I'm in right now, in order to build something valuable, well, that is going to be a lot of work. I'm going to have to go like, what am I going to do? Go door to door? Am I going to have to like stand somewhere and with a microphone? Am I gonna have to post on social media? Like, how do I get things funded, especially when there's lots of incentive for people to not fund things, because it might be funded by somebody else? And so this is sometimes called the holdout problem, or there's been framed as the problem of social cost, or so this is a tragedy of the commons, right? This is a common and known problem, and basically what it comes down to is the costs of coordination. And so do I think that there are ways to reduce the cost of coordination so that a group of people can collectively and kind of simultaneously fund things that are beneficial and valuable to them as a community? And like that is something that I'm pretty optimistic about. I think that we can do that. And I think actually that this is another one of the reasons why, solving there's a problem called the Byzantine generals problem, which is what Bitcoin famously solves. And the Byzantine generals problem is a problem of a whole bunch of generals that are storming some castle. And the generals need to know when to go in to storm the castle. And there's a possibility that there might be somebody putting in fake notes to the generals saying that they should storm the castle so that one of them goes alone. Or a couple go alone. And the problem is that all of them need to go at the same time in order for them to succeed, right? So they have this coordination problem. They have to act at the same time. And there's a way in which you can kind of think about the timing problem as similar to the funding problem, right? Like somehow all of us inside of a community need to come to some sort of consensus about whether or not to fund some sort of thing and to what degree each of us should fund it. And so once again, this is one of those moments where the core breakthroughs that sit at the bottom of Web3 are the fact that they were possible is hopeful for our ability to fund, public goods. And what exactly that shape looks like is I could point us in the direction of what I'm interested in and like what I'm hopeful about, but that's kind of the general shape of what I think the problem is and how I think that you can address it.